Here at the Level Up Co., Kelley and I truly do believe that an elevated client experience from the very first touch point of that first email all the way through the delivery of your wedding films or those final galleries are all so important. And that's why Kelley and I both have been using and loving VidFlow for the last several years, and we recommend to all of our students and our audience members to use VidFlow as well. Delivery experience truly matters. The way your clients view their films for the very first time should be a magical moment. It needs to be a professional and branded experience, instead of basic file sharing like Dropbox or Google Drive, or even Vimeo or YouTube links. Through VidFlow, clients can stream their videos through smart TVs, streaming devices, and setup boxes. Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, you name it. There are so many options for clients to watch and experience their films for the very first time on the big screen at home. And VidFlow is now offering photo delivery as well. They now support photo delivery with their new hybrid galleries, which is a major benefit for hybrid shooters and combined photo and video teams. You can now deliver your beautiful photo galleries alongside your video galleries in one place. Level up your delivery experience for 2026 and beyond with VidFlow. You can get started today by going to vidflow.co/thelevelupco. This is the Level Up Podcast. I'm Taylor Petrnovich.
And I'm Kelley Gilster of 618 Studios.
And we are on a mission to help wedding filmmakers and photographers level up their businesses so you can make more and work less.
We want to help you confidently take your business from mainstream to luxury, and it all starts right here.
Well, hello, friends, and thank you so much for joining me for another episode on the Level Up Co podcast. I am joined here with my friend Steve with Sinclair and more, and I have followed your work for a really long time, and
wow.
I'm
Thanks
so
a lot.
honored to be sitting down here with you today. I'm just so happy.
Well, thanks for having me.
Of course. For those who don't know you, can you maybe walk the listeners through your business, where you're based, the clients you serve, how long you've been in the industry, and all those things?
For sure. So, business, how long? 24 years. This is my 24th year. So I've been around. I've seen a thing or two, for sure. I started the business in Washington State, in Seattle. But then because of social media, I've been really blessed by being able to do weddings all over the country, throughout Europe and down into Mexico. And so we moved about 4 years ago, almost to the day, down to Dallas, Texas. That's not really my market. I've done one wedding in Dallas, but living in Dallas allows me to get anywhere in the country in about 2 to 3 hours. And it also allows me to get to Europe a lot quicker. So it just became this hub for us to get wherever I need to go with the business. So we serve clients all over the place. I kind of never know where the next client's going to come from or where the wedding's going to be. But we do from California to I have a wedding in Charleston in a couple weeks. I'm over in England and France and so.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Can you share also just how you got into this?
How I got into this. My mom made wedding cakes growing up. So I remember just being young and watching her bake the cakes, ice the cakes, decorate them, stack them, deliver them. And so I grew up just around that artistry, kind of fell in love with it. My mom was always big on us doing summer projects. And I think my 7th grade year, she put me in cake decorating classes. And so I made my first wedding cake when I was in 8th grade. I didn't even know how to drive, so my mom had to help be my delivery person. Simultaneously, I was a piano player. And so I started playing piano at weddings, and it just kind of snowballed from there. So when I started my business originally, I did wedding dresses. I used to be a dressmaker too.
Okay, yes, I think I did know that.
So I did, so 24 years ago, I was doing wedding dresses, wedding cakes, sometimes playing piano at weddings. And then I added flowers to it, and then overall event design, and then planning. So it just has evolved. So right now what we do is we focus on the planning and the design. So we've scaled back, no longer make wedding cakes, my wife's wedding dress is the last one that I made, and retired that skill. And we just focus on, just the planning, all the logistics, and then the design of everything.
How special. So
Yeah,
many
thanks.
irons in the fire starting off and really just casting a
Yeah.
wide net of maybe what you like. And that's so beautiful. Like the journey that it's funneled you into something that you really love
What
and
it's
enjoy.
helped me do as well is I can, instead of being the kind of planner or designer that just tells a cake person oh, do this, it's I can talk to them on their level of can we build it like this? And can we, what if we tried it like this? And can we do this technique or that technique? Or, at a wedding, I've had a bride's dress fall apart and I've been able to sew it back together for her. Or I've had a bride not fit into her dress. Um, and I've been able to like adjust it and make all the alterations right on site. So all of that knowledge and what I used to do really helps on the day to day when I'm on site with weddings, just to be able to relate to vendors, know what they're going through. I don't do flowers in house anymore, but when I work with my floral teams, for over 20 years, I hustled with flowers. So like I know what it takes. I know how hard it is. And so I can relate to them, meet them where they're at, make sure I'm helping them or jump in and be an extra set of hands when need
That's
be. So I'm grateful that I no longer do those things, but I'm also grateful for just the knowledge so I can jump in if I have to.
Yeah, I'm sure that
Yeah.
makes you such an incredible leader for your whole creative team.
I hope so. Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal.
That's awesome. What I was going to say too, you talked about like just having lots of experience in many different ways. And it sounds like you've worked like front of house, back of house, side of house, all the
Yeah.
things. And
Yeah.
I have heard from planners who have said that it's been so pivotal for them to have those experiences, maybe working in catering for a
Yeah.
bit and understanding that kind of stuff and the logistics and going on that and speaking the language of those creatives, knowing
Absolutely.
how to do that. So that's so cool.
I would say, for me, when I'm going to hire someone, I always look like, have they ever worked in a restaurant? This industry is known for being so glamorous. You want to make things beautiful and pretty, but it's a service-based industry, and I think people forget that. And so I can teach anyone to do what they need to do, but if you don't have the heart for service, the heart for people, the heart to like look and identify like there's a need, I can jump in and help and anticipate the needs before the client even knows that they need it or the vendor knows. That's how you become excellent at the job. It's just like seeing people, serving them. So that service-based industry background is so key,
Yeah.
for how we operate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Taylor and I have a 10-week mastermind program that we help filmmakers and photographers primarily
Okay.
move from the mainstream market into more of the luxury and
Okay.
like upper lovely spaces. And we tell them all the time, I'm like, you guys, you work in the hospitality industry. Like
Yeah.
hospitality should really be the number one thing. Like, of course,
Yeah.
we're creatives and we're artists and all that stuff, but the differentiators between that mainstream level into that luxury space is
Yeah.
truly the hospitality at the core and the center. So I love that you said that about being service based.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hospitality is, I don't know, have you read the book Unreasonable
I
Hospitality?
need to. I need to.
You should get it. Like it'll change your perspective even more and just give you that heart for going above and beyond. And like, if this is what hospitality is, it's like raise the bar even higher. Like it's it's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that I want to talk to you about today, and I love hearing about your origin story, and I had no idea about the cakes, and I did know about the dresses,
Okay.
and I
Yeah.
knew about the flowers, but the cakes was a new one that I learned
Yeah.
about you today.
A little bit of everything.
I love it. But what I know and I've noticed about your presence on social media that feels a little bit different is
Yeah.
that you do encompass like this beautiful personal journey of your family. So you have 3 kids, I have 3 kids,
Yeah.
and I think that you've just done this really intentional way and how you've shown that through and how it feels like it's a through line in your branding.
Yeah.
Is that true? That's kind of how it's perceived to me.
Yeah. That's a great question. If you were to scroll back on my Instagram back to 2011 when my wife and I first got married, um, my Instagram has not changed a lot. Like, well, it's changed a lot because we're not doing the filters and like, but we were just sitting at dinner with a friend, my wife and I, just a week ago, and my buddy Luke started scrolling all the way back to like, because I made a comment about like my first post. He's like, I gotta see this. So he scrolled back through 15 years of posts to see the original one. And it took me back. Then he's just started looking through the entire feed. When we started Instagram, my wife and I, like it was never meant to be a business account. Like it really wasn't. In fact, when I started posting weddings, my friends would be like, why are you posting weddings? We just want to see more about you. And so like from the very beginning, I've always just shared about our life, like where my wife and I would go or what we were eating or making or creating at weddings. Like it was just who we were. And so that's always been what we did. And then somewhere along the road, like it started becoming more about business and weddings, but I still continued to like share our life and who we were. And I did that intentionally. I wanted people to know who we were. Um, when it was just my wife and I, when she had joined the business and we had renamed our business to Sinclair and More. So my wife is the Sinclair to Sinclair and More. It's a family name. It's her mom's middle name, her grandma, her great grandma's middle name, my daughter's middle name. And so we renamed the business to Sinclair and More so that my wife had proper ownership and people would stop treating her like my secretary. And so as we renamed it and we rebranded, it went from this business that just I owned as a guy to a husband and wife team. We wanted to be seen as like the boy and girl next door, very relatable. Um, I mean, this is before influencers. This is before uh, really social media is what it is today. And so we were just posting about, riding our Vespa through town, all the things that like a younger, like newly married couple would do. Just we wanted to be fun. We wanted to be approachable. And so when we started having kids, it's like we already have this following of people that were so invested into our life and people that felt like they knew us. And so we're like, now we're pregnant and now here's the baby. Now we're pregnant again. And now here's that baby. And it's just kind of evolved. And people would follow us for years because they love the weddings. And I hear this all the time. I love your weddings, but what I love more is I love your family and I love seeing what you guys do. And I love seeing how you celebrate. And I know it's controversial now, especially in fact, I'm rethinking all of this with AI and like, am I not protecting my kids? Is it better to put like a happy face over their faces and not show them? But one, I don't like to live my life in fear. I don't want to be naive to the dangers, but I also refuse to live in fear of what could happen. Two, my kids are old enough now where if they don't want to be on my social media, if they don't want to be videoed, they're not. Like, and there are times where they're like, Dad, I don't want to be. So I get their permission now and I ask them. More times than not, they'll be like, oh, Dad, you should record this for Instagram. Or if they're doing something cool, I think they have a YouTube channel. So, because they're not on social media, like so they'll be like, oh, can you put this on Instagram? And so it's with their permission at this point. But what I love about it is I have a client right now who's followed me for 10 years. And I actually scrolled back to our original message 10 years ago and they said one day, they're like, my daughters are in middle school, but one day when they get married, I'm going to have you do their weddings. And here I am. It's two sisters. I'm doing their weddings. And so we live in such a world where we hide behind our screens, and we lay on our couch and we just like type to people. And I think too often that's a negative encounter, and I think people are just keyboard warriors and have things to say. And I think because of that, we have this desperate need to feel known and to know other people. Like, I feel like we were designed and created to like love people, and to know them and to be deeply known and to be trusted. And so most of my clients that hire me already trust me. They already feel like they know me. They feel like they know my family. They feel connected to us because they know our story. I'm very selective as to like what we put on, not to just only show the good, but I do use it as a way to like bring beauty into this world and to show the world an alternative lifestyle. There are so many families that I see breaking apart or that are not happy or that just sit on their phones the whole day. And I want to show them like what a happy family can look like. We're not perfect. Like my kids got into a food fight at the dinner table the other day where it's like, what is happening? So, I mean, my kids are far from perfect, but we are happy, and we do celebrate big and we bring a lot of beauty into the world and at least we try. And that's kind of the point of it for us.
Hey friends, really quickly, I'm going to interrupt this podcast episode because I just want to say we are so grateful to have you as listeners. Heading into our 2026 wedding season and into 2027 next year, we just know that so much is on the horizon for you. Because you're listening to this podcast, that means you are a really ambitious photographer or filmmaker, or maybe a content creator in the wedding industry who has sights set on the next level of business. The Luxury Mastermind Program, which is our signature program here at the Level Up Co., is going to help you do just that. We have helped hundreds of wedding filmmakers and photographers elevate their businesses into that next level. A great example of this is Skylar Ball, who is a wedding filmmaker based in Tennessee, who was charging $3,500 per wedding when he joined our program, and now 18 months later, he's consistently booking at $12,000. We've had other students book their first five-figure wedding during our program, and we've had many students be able to double and triple their prices, which sounds crazy, but it's actually true, and we are so proud of them. If you are ready to see growth like that, if you're ready to get to that next level in business, book out your calendar year with weddings at a price point that you feel so proud of, and with weddings that are artistically fulfilling for you and that are just so fun to capture, we would love to welcome you inside our next round of the Luxury Mastermind. We are currently pre-enrolling seats before we officially launch, and students who pre-enroll get a bonus one-on-one coaching call with Kelley or myself, which is something we absolutely do for our students as a little thank you for signing up early. You can go to thelevelupco.com/mastermind to learn more about the program, see what's inside, and to pre-enroll. That should be linked in the description box down below if you're watching on YouTube, or linked in the description if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Kelley and I are so excited for our next cohort of the Luxury Mastermind, and we hope to see you in there so that we can guide you to that next level of business and beyond.
And I think that there's something so different. And, sometimes you just can't quite put it into words. And I feel like I can't right now. But the way that you show, like, your family thriving in a way, it's not in a way that feels like boastful, or it feels like, it doesn't feel like, look at me, or like I'm showing off. It really does come from a sense, and I feel the genuineness behind it. And
we're very careful. There are things that we do that I'm like, we would never show. Like, there's trips we've taken that I would never, especially in our environment right now where there's a lot of people hurting. There's a lot of people that are struggling financially. The economy is terrible. So there are things that I don't want to look like Marie Antoinette, like, let them eat cake. So I still get pushback sometimes from people. I'm like, well, if they actually knew the full scope of everything we did, I'm just showing you like a little portion of it. So we do try to be careful to not be obnoxious or in your face. And like, what's our motive for posting this?
Yes.
Is always a key thing. And am I okay not having this posted? I think so many times it's easy to like live your life through like, oh, what will this look like on social media? And I caught myself a few years thinking that way. And I'm like, I hate that. I just want to have like an authentic experience. If we happen to get a video of it, maybe we'll share it. Maybe we won't. My video I have thousands and thousands of videos. I just never shared because some things feel too personal, or some things feel too sacred, honestly, where it's like, it would feel like I'm cheapening this beautiful experience we just had by opening it up to the world for people to have comments and opinions and critique. And as my kids are getting older too, I'm very careful about how I'm showing them their digital footprint, getting their permission beforehand. And
so wise. For someone who's listening in and they haven't, really embodied showing much of their personal life, and of course that's such a personal choice too, of like what you want to showcase through your business. But if they are kind of feeling that inner, like, wow, I really would love to post a little bit more, but I don't really know how to get started in a way that feels authentic to my brand and something that maybe my ideal client would be, I don't know, drawn towards or whatever, and how we want to show up. What would be kind of a litmus test? What's a litmus test that you kind of have for yourself? You talked about like, you think about the why of like, why am I posting this? So maybe just some other little tips that you have found to be really helpful to be able to bring to light your personal life in a way that just feels so genuine.
For sure. And again, back to what I was saying a couple minutes ago, I think we are designed as humans to want that connection, to need that connection to other people. If you look at kids' toys, like let's say Thomas the Train, or objects that our kids will play with that are not humans, they'll put eyes on those kids' toys because kids from a young age, they identify and they relate to it if they can kind of see into those eyes on any kind of toy. And so I think as adults on social media, I know that like people connect with businesses when they know the person behind the brand. It's just how it is. There are times where I'm looking up for a vendor and I'm scrolling. I'm like, well, who is this person? Like, is it someone I want at our weddings? Is it someone I would connect with? Is like, I want to know, do our values align? Is it going to be like oil and water on the day of a wedding? So a lot of times just going through people's Instagrams, or TikTok, like you want to see who is behind that magic. And so I would encourage people, if they're on the fence, like, I don't know how to get started, it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be every single day or all the time, but I would say maybe every 3 lines of posts, maybe have something about yourself. And maybe it's just, maybe start by just introducing yourself. Here's 3 things about me. Maybe talk about your journey of like, this is why I wanted to do this. This is my heart behind um behind why I started the business. When I'm sharing my family and personal things and family things too, like, it is not just the pretty picture or the video. I really put a lot of time and thought into the caption. Like, I think to combat the, oh, look at us, kind of how it could be perceived that way, I'm very intentional about like, what am I writing about? Like, what is, and if there is no purpose that I can't write, if there's no caption, I don't share that, because then for me, that is a good litmus test right there of like, am I posting this to like show off a beautiful moment or a thing that we did? Or is there a deeper meaning that I can share? If there is no deeper meaning, there's no point to share it. So those are, does that make sense? I don't
Yes.
know.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's
So
so
the
great.
caption to me is even more important than the photo or video that I'm putting together.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they can read about the heart and the intentionality behind it in that way.
absolutely. I want to share too that like, I also share my family because they're my why. You know, like, they're my reason. I'm going to share a bit about this tomorrow when I'm, speaking here at Hybrid. I do not want my clients to think that they own me. I want them to know that, like, yeah, I've got to go at 5 because I have to take one daughter to soccer practice and another one to basketball practice. Like, I'm a bus driver after 5 p.m. And so my entire world does not revolve around their wedding. It just doesn't. So for me, it's also a way of offering balance. Um, and a reminder to myself, like, this is why I'm hustling hard. This is my purpose. This is why I'm going to keep going when I don't want to sometimes. And, uh, and I'm trying to broadcast, like, I have a bit of balance in my life. Like, it cannot just be weddings. There's more to life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
And you're gonna automatically, by doing that, I feel like, draw in a client or a family that you're working with that shares those same values. I'm sure that, like,
Absolutely.
you work with great people now. Like,
I mean, for the most part,
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
there's always a few that trick you at the beginning. But for the most part, like, I love my clients, and uh, I love all my clients. I learn from all of them. But I'm so drawn to the ones where there is that family connection where they genuinely love each other. I think of this one family in Cincinnati that I had the privilege of getting to serve for 2 of their daughters' weddings. Um, I love their family so much. And the dad is like, I look up to him. I'm like, man, when I am your age, I hope my family is as happy as yours is. Learning how, as adults, all their children are adults now, like how they still gather, I think, quarterly for these retreats, to make sure they're still together and on the same page as a family. So, like, I love seeing that life phase ahead. Um, and it motivates me to like, man, what do I need to do now so that our family is like that down the road? Like, what was he doing when they were young? What were his boundaries? And I don't know. Like, yeah, I do. I love working with our families.
Yeah.
They're great.
I like got teary when you just said that, because it's so special, like, to have those legacy clients.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about a wedding that we just did last September, and they have 6 kids.
Wow.
They have 5 daughters, 1 son.
It's a lot
And
of weddings to plan.
a lot of weddings, and we, as the videographers, we were able to work with them for the very first time in 2014.
Yeah.
And then we shot 4 of the daughters' weddings. One of the daughters got
Wow.
married in Hawaii and had more of a destination, but we shot 4 of the 5 weddings, and the son still is yet to be married,
Okay.
so we'll see.
Yeah.
But I was getting actually, like, so teary and emotional going to this. Like, it was the youngest sister,
Okay.
sister in September 2025, and I'm like, we've worked with this family for, like, I mean, there's gaps, but, like, 11 years.
Wow.
They've been, like, in our orbit of our
Yeah.
business of 16 years,
That's
and
amazing.
they've made up 11 years of that, and it's just,
Yeah.
like, so special to be able to share those intimate, like, milestones for
Yeah.
those people.
It's so much more than just a client. Like, they
Yes.
become Like my son's godparents are former clients of ours that we met as clients and then became close and connected. You walk through more than just their weddings together. Like it's um, one of my legacy clients. I've done all of their kids' weddings um, before their um, oldest daughter's wedding. The father passed away about 6 months before, unexpectedly. And so, because of the relationship that we had, being able to walk with them through the grief um, helped get them through that day and then continue to support them afterwards. Like, I remember being in their home the day after he passed away with a meal for like 30 people to, they had all the cousins over and uncles and just being able to serve them beyond just like the wedding. Like, you connect on such a deeper level where, yes, we'll make the wedding great, we'll make it beautiful, but it's like, I want to know my clients, I want to know their hearts, I want to know like who they are. And I think because of that, and you just become part of their family. Like they're there for you. That during COVID, when things were falling apart financially, and we were all trying to pivot and figure out how to survive, and things were closed down, and you're refunding people their money that didn't want their wedding anymore, and think they were entitled to a refund. And as things were falling apart, it's these legacy clients that recognize without even being asked, just like, you must be struggling right now. Like, I can't imagine what you're going through. Here's an unexpected check for you. Like, little blessings like that on the side, like, would blow me away constantly. If it wasn't for them, man, like I don't know how we would have survived. Like those little surprises that would just pop up in the mail. So
Yeah.
that family connection is everything.
Oh, totally. Yeah, we had another legacy family. We've done 2 of their daughters' weddings, and they have a couple more, but they did the same thing to us.
That's amazing.
Their wedding was in, October 2021, so, like, being in Southern California,
Yeah.
things were still very much closed down, like,
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it came out of it, but they
I
had.
was in Seattle, so we were with you guys. Our governors were like
Yes.
best friends, you know, so
Yep,
they,
yep, yep, yep.
yeah,
And so we were, yeah, we unexpectedly got a check in the mail in like May of 2021 because we had just gone through like another round of shutdowns
yes.
or March
Wow.
of 2021. It was like another round of shutdowns and
Yeah.
never even asked. We just got a check in the mail and they never said a thing. Like they never sent an email that this was coming. It was like
Yeah.
they just preemptively knew like
Yeah.
this must be really hard for them. And we had already done one of their daughter's
Wow.
weddings and this is their second daughter wedding. And we were just like so blown away and like blessed by that. It's so cool to be able to share that connection with those
Yeah.
families.
No, so it's, I mean, what we do is, yes, make the wedding day beautiful, but I think it's bringing beauty into their life, being people that they can count on and trust, that family connection. You become, like I said, part of their family too, and they feel like they're part of yours. I had a wedding in Mexico that, man, a family. I wish the planning season was longer than it was. They hired me in January for a May wedding, and so it was very quick planning. And I got to know the family so well. And a couple months later, they flew to Dallas to come visit and meet my wife and kids. And it was, that's the kind of connection you want, you know? And that's what keeps me going. After 24 years, if it was just about making a pretty room, putting up a tent, I think I'd peace out. It's about the people
Yeah.
for sure. And for us, it really does start with having them feel like they know us and connect us. That wedding in Mexico that I did, they interviewed, I think, like 5 or 6 different planners. And I know a lot of them were good, like probably better at what they do than I do. But it was, they were watching a video of a Christmas cookie decorating party that we did, and they loved the details that I did there. They're like, if that's what he does for his family, what's he going to do for our wedding? You know, so there is some strategy to it intentionally, and it's paid off. It always has.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. This has just been such a sweet, heartfelt like conversation. I feel like Taylor and I we talk a lot about like business strategy, and we talked a little bit about
Yeah.
things of strategy, but like the heart, it's a very heartfelt one. Thank you so much for your
Oh,
time.
thanks for having me.
If those who are listening, if they want to find you online and look at your beautiful work and
Yeah.
everything that you do on social and website and all that stuff, can you drop where they can find you?
Yeah. So Instagram, it's Sinclair or at Sinclair and More. Sinclair's SINCLAIRANDMOORE. And if you go to my Instagram right now, you're going to see probably too much of my family. I've been bad about actually posting weddings. Someone actually just said to me like, "Oh, I didn't think you were doing weddings anymore." So I probably have leaned too heavily on the family side. So you'll probably see more weddings here after this week. But um Yeah, you can find me there or go to my website, which is just sinclairandmore.com.
Thank you for joining us in today's conversation. Please help us reach more filmmakers and photographers like you by taking a screenshot and sharing it to social media. And don't forget to tag us at The Level Up Co.
And join us again next week, same time, same place, as we continue to level up the industry together.